In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I used Google AI Studio to go and job search. And this kind of leans into the question of, should you be using AI tools to search for jobs? The answer that I have for you is yes. But I'm going to break down in this video why. I'm going to show you the prompt that I used, and I'm going to show you the results that I'm getting right now with Google AI Studio. They can actually go into Google, it can look around, search for jobs, search multiple websites, and then combine all that information together. This is not the only option though. There's Grok, there's ChatGPT, there's multiple language models, AI tools of various natures that could go and do this type of task. But I'll show you what I did, and I'll show you the results. I think this was really interesting overall. And then we're going to play around with it a little bit just to kind of enhance and see where it can go, what it can do with Google search. So I went into Google AI Studio. In the bottom right hand corner, there's specifically with Gemini 2.0 Flash Experimental. So they have all these models here. There's kind of a lot going on here. But what I did is I went in here where it says call tools natively like search as an option. Then I just went, selected that, and then I had the option to say grounding with Google search. That basically just means that all of the responses it's going to give you are going to be checked against Google content, the stuff that it knows that it already has indexed. What's cool about Google is it can work really quick because it has all that data available to it, and it's already in Google's databases from what I understand. So Google's tools don't have to go out and search and crawl the web like some of the other models. So I thought this was interesting. So I put this prompt in that said, find me the top jobs in Tennessee for an RN with 10 years of experience. I said some clarifying statements. Get the top paying jobs, identify jobs that are recently posted, identify if the employer is reputable with Glassdoor. So basically cross compare, is this a good company to work for? When you find the top jobs, provide a link to that job or the company itself, and understand if this is a good paying job for the area or for the national job market, basically to kind of understand if this is even the top place to work if you're trying to like move or something like that. And only provide jobs that you think a candidate with these credentials has a good possibility of landing. So when I put that in, I went through and first off, I didn't have Google search on. That's why this didn't really work as well. But what it did do is it found a couple of things. Once I put Google search on, that's where it really turned on. It said, okay, here's the top potential employers and opportunities. Okay, here's the reputation. There are openings. There's it said that it looked for keywords like sign-on bonus in the job postings because it found, and this is something that I was able to identify through Indeed, was that there were a lot of sign-on bonuses for nurses, just period, but definitely in this area. So it came up with Vanderbilt, HCA Healthcare, Ascension St. Thomas, and Community Health Systems. It went through all the breakdown here, and then one of the interesting things it says that the Glassdoor rating for that last one is a 2.9, so it was actually kind of the last item on the list, and one of the things that I got from Grok was that it considers that kind of like an average or less than average rating, kind of above 3.5 is sort of what it's looking for as like kind of a higher reputation on Glassdoor. So it went through, did like an overall average RN salary, and then was like, hey, the average RN salary is $102,000. So it said the average RN salary in Tennessee is lower than the national average, so it's letting you know that overall there are other locations nationally that are maybe higher on average. And we did get some links, right? So if we hover on this link, we actually go to it. So some of these were a little bit funny, but when you actually click on them, go to it, you'll see that right here I got this job right here, 10K sign-on bonus, registered nurse, Nashville, Tennessee, 35 to 50 an hour. And so it's pretty good. So it was pulling back pretty valuable links. Had some more breakdown of the Glassdoor stuff. Pretty cool, right? Then it gave all of its searches. So some things that we could kind of try to do with it is we could say, if you had to pick one place to work, which one would you pick? And that would just be interesting to see what it will say. So it said if it was going to pick one, it picked the top one. So if you were super experienced, you could kind of court employers and you could figure out which one you wanted to work for. This is really cool because it says, okay, cool, this is the top pick. Some other things I'm thinking about that could be like valuable for, you know, people who are in the job search. So if I say within 100 miles, are there any better opportunities? So I like this because we're actually kind of doing like some spatial query. We're saying like what else is in the area. So we've got a couple different places, and then it kind of says why it might be interesting. And so it's giving some guides on, you know, hey, what you should do to determine if these are better opportunities. So what I'm going to tell it to do is I'm going to say, go determine specifically based on my first prompt what the best job listings are in those areas as of this week. Meaning find me jobs that are currently open that beat out the Nashville labor market. So one thing with this, you got to do, you got to do Control plus Enter to get this to happen. It won't just necessarily do that by itself. Okay, so this is going through, it's giving some hypothetical examples. So one of the things that still kind of has to get brought into, I'm going to bring Grok into the picture right here. So let me bring Grok over, right? So let me bring this into focus mode. So in Grok, I did the same thing, and it was really good as well, right? So it went through, gave all the lists, gave the Glassdoor rating. It had its overall opinion, and what I think was maybe a little bit better than this is that it didn't inject so much of what I would call just kind of fluff. Some of these LMs are pretty fluffy. Google, like Gemini, I think has a historic reputation for kind of being fluffy and nebulous and sort of not getting to the point. And that is one thing I'm seeing here. However, we do have some pretty significant like functionality here. And this is definitely heading towards where like LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, all those job sites, they need to think about this, because this is probably going to be the future way to query. You're probably going to upload your resume and say, hey, go and find out what I can actually get. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go through, I'm going to grab the first prompt and throw it back into Grok, and we're going to see how well it does. I'm going to take this, I'm going to modify the prompt to say, find me the top jobs in 100 miles of Nashville, Tennessee. Throw that in, ask for deep search, and see what we get out of that. So you can see it's running, it's researching various areas. I like to see the chain of thought. That's one thing with Google that you don't get. You don't get to see the chain of thought when it's working, at least with the model that I was using. So kind of like I expected, this came out with basically the same stuff. It focused really in on Nashville, Tennessee, and it said, hey, like these are the top jobs, probably because Nashville pays the most compared to the surrounding areas. It gives some breakdown of why it made the assessment that it did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in another like location, just to say Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so we'll just throw that in. I just kind of we'll go through it and I'll just show you what the results are for that. But this will be fascinating as well because it's another location. We'll see what the deal is with that, see if it gives links, and I think that this is definitely going to work as well. Okay, so it went through, it found a couple of high paying, highly rated. Note that per my prompt, it excluded basically anything that might be like not rated well on Glassdoor. So you see we're getting in the above like the 3.5 range. So it's finding basically good jobs in that area, right? And some of the links are broken. This is a known problem with deep research, with all the LLMs. It's not really even something to pick on Grok about. However, one of the things here, yeah, it's telling you, hey, you got to kind of go hunt after I get you to this link. So you're going to have to go in here and search for the keywords and everything like that. But you will say, hey, here's RN jobs right here, you know, posted today. So at least it's getting you within the target area of where the job is generally listed, right? So here, I would have liked to see this maybe go to like a career page or a better like a better breakdown there. But it is giving you access to where, right, you will see jobs, right? Now, this is a lot to go forward with. There's a lot of improvement that is needed here, but this is really positive for the future of like the job search market, because this may be able to query things that would normally take you a lot of time to like go around and do it, and eventually you'll have an agent that could go and apply for jobs for you, upload your resume, go through all of the filling out of applications. You could probably be able to do that much faster, and many more applications than you probably could grind through yourself. So I think this is very cool and promising. Yeah, if you have any thoughts on this, or if you want to try it yourself and just let me know how it pans out, definitely drop a link in, or drop any comment below. And if this video was helpful to you, or you thought it was cool, definitely throw it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.